Welcome to CBS Sports presentation of Conference Championship Weekend presented by Allstate. Countdown to tip-off continues. It's Wisconsin and Illinois. A lot of tradition, as we know, when it comes to college athletics. Part of the tradition at the Big Ten tournament, we celebrate Tracy Wolfson's birthday every year. Happy birthday, Tracy.
Yes, we do. Well, thank you so much, Ian. A February hibernation. That is what Wisconsin head coach Greg Gard called their slump after a red-hot December and January. And what he told me was a lot had to do with the loss of Kamari McGee for 11 games. Now, granted, McGee only plays about 5 or 6 minutes, but what he brings to this team, that spark, that energy, that swagger is so important. And they were lost without him. He returned on March 7th, and they have been rolling ever since. And Gard told me they're just playing their best basketball at the right time.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Tracy. Gard adding that I have all my guys. He's got a full rotation. This is what the starting five looks like. A.J. Storr put up huge numbers in the quarterfinal victory over Northwestern. Meanwhile, Illinois, one of the highest scoring teams in the country, come in 11th in college basketball, number 1 in the Big Ten. They just passed Purdue as the top scoring team in the conference. Brad Underwood, well, that halftime speech did something. It was serious, it was to the point, and it was effective. Illinois came back to beat Nebraska. Jeffrey Anderson, Brian Dorsey, Earl Walton. Feels like March Madness with those three getting ready for the NCAA tournament. We will determine a champion in the Big Ten today in Minneapolis, Wisconsin. The number 5 seed controls the tip.
Ian Eagle, Grant Hill, right now the Illini go, and he's got to make some threes. Crowell will drag Hawkins away from the goal. Wall is going to be a big factor as well with his dribble drives.
It was Kesmet who hit the game winner in overtime.
This is where he is tough.
We post up. It's Wall. Didn't get the bounce. Cleared by Hawkins.
He doesn't have to worry about Edey today. A little bit different for him.
Very different. And conversely for Wisconsin, you're going to have to guard your man. A lot of isolation basketball from Illinois, particularly with Shannon and Domask.
Illinois won the Big Ten tournament in 2021, beat Ohio State in overtime. Trip, foul called. Shannon trying to go to the rim.
He does not coast. It's overdrive. Physicality, right?
And every possession going so hard. I mean, just attacks that paint. And if you touch him or trip him or anything, he's going to fall and draw a foul.
And gets to the free throw line quite a bit. Foul was called on Tyler Wall. Wisconsin was in major foul trouble in the victory over Purdue. Survived it in overtime.
Shannon gets there. Draws 6 to 7 fouls a game.
Guerrier had it bounce off the rim. Wisconsin beat Maryland, beat Northwestern, beat Purdue. 3 wins in 3 days. Looking to make it 4 in a row. Storr flips it in.
Attack mode. Going side to side.
And I love that matchup. The two players guarding each other. Shannon taking the challenge, trying to stop Storr.
2-0 lead for the Badgers.
Hawkins, a key guy, I think, is pick and pop's got to make these threes if they're going to be big time.
He's got it. A triple.
He must have heard you, Rap.
Yeah, listen to me. Seldom good players do that.
Coleman Hawkins shooting it at 38% from downtown. He gives Illinois a 1-point lead.
And Bird, they're going side to side. I like this. In their earlier game, a little stagnant and a lot of ISOs.
Crowell fouled out yesterday, 11 points, and he gets it to go reverse style.
And that's so important. He was in foul trouble in their first matchup. Crowell has to establish himself inside and outside.
They only played 9 minutes, Grant, to your point.
First meeting was March the 2nd, 91-83 victory for Illinois. That was in Madison.
Here he goes.
Shannon couldn't get it to go, popped up in the air, and the cleanup for Ty Rodgers. He's everywhere.
And they are so good on the offensive class. Illinois, they send 3-4 guys. You have to block them out.
Zigzag by Hepburn coming off that 22-point game yesterday, a season high for him. Storr kicked Crowell.
They do a nice job on that side ball screen. Slip.
Klesmit using the screen from Crowell.
Crowell's got hooks. He's got a game, a drop step here.
Crowell with the left hand, short. Rebounded by Hawkins.
How to corral this guy in the open floor, number 0.
Shannon constantly looks like he's shot out of a cannon. The Shannon Cannon. It works.
There he goes on cue.
Right on cue.
And a foul called. Terrence Shannon Jr. going to the free throw line. 17:07 mark of this first half.
Yeah, I mean, they lead the Big Ten with 12.9 offensive rebounds per game, Illinois. So on the glass, you have to block out. And that right there, I mean, that's Ty Rodgers' game.
Now you must rebound.
Dirty work guy.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to get back, too. Pressure, push, dynamic.
Terrence Shannon Jr. shoots it at 80% of the free throw line. A new Big Ten tournament record. 40 points in the victory over Nebraska yesterday. It just looked like a different team in the second half. They changed the whole vibe of the game. Started pushing pedal to the metal, rebounding better, locked in defensively.
And he was locked in defensively. Tominaga did a great job on him.
Shannon went 13 of 16 from the free throw line in that win. Foul called. It's Gary A with the body.
Nickel dimer there. Well, they're going inside the wall on a consistent basis.
Well, everybody. They've posted up Crowell. They've posted up Wall early on, certainly trying to establish themselves. And as you said, against Zach Edey, they had to stay on the perimeter in that last game.
Well, the other thing is you really have to work on post defense. As you noted, a lot of guys get into that lane.
Store, smooth.
Tough. Individual ability complements their sets.
So a couple of quick buckets for A.J. Store, the St. John's transfer, averaging just under 17 points per game. 7-6 lead, Illinois. Shannon rises up, missed it off the heel, knocked back to Shannon. Hawkins can make ones from deep, sidestep, jumper, short.
But he had it. A nice job pumping the wall bit.
There's Klesmit, just under 10 points per game, the junior.
Oh, not a good entry.
And it's Wall turning it over.
Yeah, got to get to the wing. Maybe you dribble to the side and dump it in. But you like this guy's talent? Not afraid to go.
I do. I really like it. And I like when he takes what the defense gives him right there. Made the right read, and that was a beautiful mid-range jump shot. Kid's loaded with talent.
Illinois has dominated this series. 7 straight wins over Wisconsin. Prior to that, Wisconsin had been the dominant team.
The mask has been quiet. Excellent. Klesmit, they get mixed up defensively.
Gary A snaps it in from three-point territory.
Store. Klesmit got hooked up incorrectly.
So a 10-6 advantage for Illinois, coming in averaging 84 points per game. A foul called prior to the shot against Rodgers. Just underway in the Big Ten Championship. The Badgers and the Fighting Illini fighting it out for the title. There's always more to see on a mountain of entertainment. Catch new Champions League matches, a huge new season of Halo, and blockbuster movies like Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, now streaming on Paramount+. 10-6 lead early for Illinois over Wisconsin. Let's take a look at our all-state season recap. And for the Badgers, Tracy alluded to it at the top of the show. They actually had it rolling. They were 16-4. They were ranked as high as 6 in the AP poll, but lost 8 of 11 regular season games to end the regular season. Obviously, they've turned it around in this conference tournament, and Greg Gard has just been so proud with how the team has stuck together, the connectivity, and the resiliency that they've showed going into the tournament with confidence. Bounce it, and a strip as Winter was trying to get to the rim.
That's the second time they've run that side ball screen with the slip.
John Blackwell in the game as well for Wisconsin. Dane Danger, the Brooklyn Park, Minnesota native, in for Illinois, along with Justin Harmon. Kick it out. Klesmit got a three.
Can shoot it, and he can put it on the deck too. And he guards. Incidentally, Store went out of the game. This miscommunication defensively. Greg Gard not happy with it.
See if they get Marcus Damask involved here. He's first team all Big Ten.
Well, in their first game, too, he got a lot of damage in the paint, posting up. They call it the booty ball, I guess they call it.
He calls it plus 30 up there.
Do you call it that, or they call it that?
They, as in Coach Underwood.
Got it.
Protecting his reputation.
Oh, Hawkins getting to the rim. Couldn't finish it. Danger gets it inside and scores.
This kid is a force. He can do some damage, I think, in this lineup. Post him up, give him some touches. Chucky with a scoop.
Like a running back, Hepburn cupped the ball, couldn't finish, and actually sprawls out.
Numbers.
Hawkins rims out. Rebound, Shannon. Offensive foul.
Well, you don't see that called too often, but they are quick to the loose balls or rebounds. They are an aggressive team. And if you shoot the ball well, you get opportunities at the rim. I think it's the right call, but you don't see it as often anymore.
I agree, but I mean, Tyler Wall stands in there, absorbs that contact, and draws that foul right there. And you said it best, Illinois, they've been impressive on the glass. Already 5 offensive rebounds. Certainly a must block out for the Wisconsin Badgers against this team.
+9 on the boards against opponents all year long. Right away, I'd like to store back in. Give them the message, get them back in. Too valuable.
Luke Goody is in the game for Illinois, so Shannon's going to get a breather. Kamari McGee seeing some minutes here for Wisconsin.
They lift Wall to do some damage underneath.
Fake the handoff to Blackwell.
Danger outside. No rim protector.
McGee, little stop and go. High in the air for 2.
Danger's got to do some drop defense. He's got to jam it up a little. Wall's not that big a deep threat.
They love the energy McGee brings off the bench. Ball knocked away, Storr. McGee hits the deck. Wisconsin is running.
Pick opposite, nice look.
Storr, bottom.
And that whole possession is Wisconsin basketball. It's not pretty. They don't give up. They got a lot of grit and toughness, and they just get it done.
Illinois is going to need a Storr locator at some point.
And to Tracy's comment, Kamari all of a sudden line of action with Blackwell as well.
Off the miss, Winter trying to push the pace.
A lot more speed right here.
Screen, Blackwell uses it and can't convert from the outside. 14-12, Badgers in front. Rogers quick to the rim, knocked away, out of bounds off of Illinois. 3rd turnover for the Fighting Illini.
We talked about it, just getting on the floor, diving for the loose ball, sacrificing your body. And as you said, you got to find Storr, find the hot hand. What a big momentum play. And this team, the athleticism, the toughness on display. Fun to watch.
A lot of parts have to take place.
A.J. Storr never sped up. It's always at his pace. Feels very effortless in how he does it.
It's like he glides out there.
Agreed. Crowell keep the ball moving for Storr. He's going to line up a 3.
That's one of those head shakers. I always look at Greg when he takes those. Oh.
Rogers gets it off the floor in a hurry. Harmon one-on-one with Blackwell.
Harmon can hurt you with a 3, too.
Grad transfer from Utah Valley. Also played at Barton.
You know who's his coach, by the way? Mark Madsen.
Oh, wow.
Left there with the guy you probably played against.
Yeah,
Mad Dog.
Now at Cal.
This kid's so good around the rim.
Good corkscrew move from Ty Rogers to tie the game. 12:23 to go in this first half. 14 apiece.
Blackwell on the floor, a star in the making, by the way. Brother Rice in Michigan.
Keep the ball moving. Storr comes to the ball. Trying to work on the baseline.
He doesn't give up on a play, does he?
Storr sticks with it. Puts it in.
He doesn't give up.
Wow.
He is an offensive machine.
A.J. Storr showing you the variety in his game. Outside, inside, driving to the rim. 9 of the 16 points on the board for Wisconsin.
The bully ball they love.
Yeah.
Damask.
And that's his game right there. Gets you on his hip, takes you down, great size, keeps his composure, and elevates his scores.
Damask grew up in Wisconsin from Waupun, Wisconsin, about an hour away from Madison.
Oh, almost a turnover. They said he stepped on the end line.
It is. Damask was trying to save it. Out of bounds. Off Illinois. We're tied at 16 in the Big Ten Men's Championship game.
Welcome back to Minnesota. Back and forth in this early period. What do you like? What more would you like to see?
Well, we've made 2 scouting report mistakes going under. We lose Klesmet, and then we go under AJ. Got to come up with the loose balls. Those are deciding factors in a championship game. We're getting whatever we want on the offensive end. I like what we're doing down there. We just can't turn the ball over. We've had a couple silly turnovers. So we take care of that, we'll be fine.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Brad, very honest, very direct. Let's check out our Big Ten tournament bracket presented by Nissan. So for Wisconsin, they came in knowing that they were going to have to do a lot of work to get here. The blowout win over Maryland, they made 16 threes in that game, and then they backed it up with another victory against Northwestern. The win over the #1 seed Purdue in overtime, had to make a basket at the end of regulation to force OT and get a 1-point win. They're riding the wave right now with Greg Gard.
It almost feels like they've come to this tournament and got their Badger swagger back.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and this is the time where you want to, the momentum, playing your best basketball. We know what they've been through, the up and down regular season, but playing fantastic right now at the right time of the year.
And of course, Bo Ryan, a couple of years ago, started this thing with the swing, and they've implemented things now with some guys who can beat you with the bounce. And you think a potential Hall of Famer?
Well, I do. I think Bo Ryan should be in that conversation, no question, as a Hall of Famer. His resume incredible. But I was going to ask, is it a full swing offense or kind of the modern swing?
No, they don't do it as much as they did up front. This is just a little curl and a dive. This kid's got some game, some toughness. You mentioned yesterday Bird from Wofford and escape. This kid is good.
Slasher can finish with either hand. Max Klesmit gives Wisconsin a 2-point lead. Ball fake. Guerrier stops, pops, missed it off the window.
Pretty good job checking out, too.
Tyler Wall blasts it up the court. Wisconsin gets into it quickly here.
I think Crowell could do some damage inside with Guerrier.
Hepburn, they follow him. Crowell will keep it on the outside.
And I'm with you. He's been out on the perimeter a lot. I like to see him get down on that low block.
Storr, Fendoff, jumper off the rim, rebounded by Harmon.
That was good defense right there by Shannon.
And you got to live with it once in a while, I think, when you've got a guy like Storr.
Harmon, Chicago native, gets to the rim and finishes.
Boy, nobody at home, huh?
A nice little hesitation move there by that young man. Turning the corner, easy finish.
This addition to ball screen is not what the swing was like. And look at the competitiveness of Shannon against a bigger body.
Crowell trying to use that body, create space. Banging on the inside and comes up short. Grabs it and finishes.
Size prevails.
Was that not an up and down? Did he catch his own shot?
I think he did. It didn't hit the rim. He shot it. It was an air ball. He caught it and put it back.
Guerrier steps into it. Missed it.
Nice save.
Back tap, Damask. Hawkins on a drive and kick. Jumper, Harmon. Side of the rim. 20-18. Wisconsin in front. 9:26 to go.
And pace. Wisconsin controlling this pace. Not letting them get out the open floor too often.
Shake and bake from Hepburn.
Ooh,
Klesmit. Contact. Offensive foul.
Good footwork. How about that?
Get in the madness today by playing CBS Sports bracket games. Enter our men's and women's challenges for the chance to win a Nissan Rogue and trips to the 2025 Final Four. Get the CBS Sports app right now to play.
I don't think the fans like your read or that call. I'm not sure what.
You think they were reacting to my read? That does not inject me with confidence here in March. Foul was called on Klesmit.
He's stuff around the rim.
A lot of moves there from Rogers, but he couldn't get it to go. Storr.
He's going.
All the way with a left hand, no, but a foul.
So much for set offense with that kid.
Well, the middle was wide open right there, and obviously transition defense, no one there, and his ability to turn the corner and elongate to the basket, draw fouls. You know, to be a great scorer, you got to be able to get to the free throw line, and Storr has shown that here in this series and throughout this season.
20 points against UConn last year. This kid is a bona fide scorer.
First free throws of the day for the Wisconsin Badgers. Storr comes in shooting it at 81%. Went to a number of different high schools, IMG Academy, eventually got to St. John's, averaged just under 9 points per game in his freshman year under Mike Anderson. Coaching change was made. Storr made the decision to transfer, and Wisconsin welcomed him with open arms. He's been a difference maker.
He has been, and really elevated his play. He started off a little slow, but his numbers, scoring, field goal percentage, three-point percentage, all improved throughout the season.
Foul called. It's Wall.
Rogers just decimates that upper body strength. No threes taken this year. It's amazing, right?
He gets to the paint.
Yeah.
Tyler Wall has just picked up his second foul at the 8:50 mark of this first half. Wisconsin up by 4. 2 free throws here for Rogers. Now, you mentioned it. Ty Rogers, 0 3-point attempts this season. That is a rarity in modern basketball.
Absolutely. Knowing your game, that doesn't happen too often.
Well, I agree, but also with the three-point shooting that Illinois has, there's a lot of space. You have to stay home with those shooters, which gives him a lot of opportunity to operate in the paint.
You know who else could get to the rim? His uncle, Chasen Richardson from Michigan State.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
call.
Yeah.
He could elevate.
He could,
A little bit.
A little bit. Played with Jay Rich in Phoenix.
You play with a lot of people.
Yeah, we can mention any NBA player, and you're going to say, oh, yeah, no, I had to stick with him.
He's got receipts,
in Orlando.
Receipts from every city.
Crown misses from three-point territory. The rebound grabbed by Harmon.
He's not afraid to take that deep one.
Wisconsin up by 3 for the tie. Shannon!
Here he goes.
Deep shot.
And he's not afraid either to take the deep one.
Here he goes. That sets up his drive game, too.
But you said it best earlier. This pace is favoring Wisconsin.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
making a half-court game out of this, keeping Illinois out of transition.
Take the air out of it just a little bit.
Carter Gilmore in the game for Wisconsin. Gave them valuable minutes last round. The pivot by Hepburn. 10 to shoot. Hepburn.
Nice roll.
Hey, Crown couldn't finish it. Rogers a factor defensively.
How about that? There he goes.
Shannon stripped of the ball. Storr trying to save, and he does. Wisconsin with possession.
They were going to try and stand them up. They did that time on that dribble drive by Shannon. So aggressive. Oh, nice play. Rogers here.
And he forces a turnover on Klesmit.
And Shannon showing his range right here. So hard to defend.
You're watching Conference Championship Weekend, presented by Allstate. Our game summary here in the Twin Cities. Neither team shooting it well here in the first half. Wisconsin has shared the ball with 5 assists early. Moments ago, Tracy Wolfson with Badgers head coach Greg Gard.
Coach, you said the transition game was going to be key. How do you like how you've handled that so far and the pace in this first half?
Well, we didn't do a good job in the last possession here. We let Shannon walk into a 3, and you know, so we just got to do a better job of getting good shots on the other end, not turn it over like we did in that last possession, and then get our defense set.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
All right, Tracy, 4 ties, 4 lead changes. It's been close throughout. How about pace, style of play? What has struck you so far?
Well, right now, Wisconsin is controlling the pace and playing the style of basketball, very efficient. The good offensive execution prevents Illinois from getting out in transition.
I think it was the game prep last night. A spotted cow to relax, which is a famous beverage in Wisconsin.
Your game prep or Greg's game prep?
He said that's what they do, you know. Put the tape in and sort of chill a little bit, get it done. But you're absolutely right, both of you, about the pace of the game. They control it. They're comfortable in low-scoring games. I don't think Illinois is.
Tied at 22. Have not seen a whole lot of threes. Illinois went 13 of 35 from downtown against Nebraska yesterday. Wisconsin 7 of 32 in the win over Purdue. That was 22% from deep.
Now, you had mentioned Damask earlier. He's got to get going, I think. The assignment here. You've not done as much bully ball or booty ball as you suggested, Grant.
Foul is called on John Blackwell on the outside, trying to defend Damask. So Blackwell picks up his first. Illinois won the Big Ten tournament back in 2021, so looking for their second title over the last 4 seasons. Interaction at 25-8, finished 14-6 in the conference during the regular season, and the number 2 seed behind Purdue in this tournament.
Hepburn really trying to ice Shannon here, just playing him, not helping out at all. Right now, there's that power basketball. He lost 10 pounds. He's still imposing physically.
He's all of 6'6". Marcus Damask is going to the free throw line. CBS Tonight. Queen Latifah stars as the Equalizer, seeking justice for those with nowhere else to turn. Don't miss a new episode of The Equalizer tonight after 60 Minutes on CBS.
And you talk about Damask losing that weight. I mean, was a power forward earlier in his career.
So
He's kind of converted into a point guard and just a matchup nightmare. I mean, first team all Big Ten and just backing down smaller players and quick enough against taller players on the perimeter.
And well, how about Brad telling both of us what he loves most? He's a 2002 automobile, right?
Oh,
If
man.
I'm not mistaken. I have one of those myself. This is my going away present.
Yep, you and Marcus Damask, basically the same person.
Same powerful body.
Man.
23-22, Illinois in front. Klesmit is back in for Wisconsin. Hepburn trying to get it going. He is fouled on the outside before the shot by Rogers.
Those hands get in there.
It's number 2 on Ty Rogers, Saginaw, Michigan native.
We'll give Illinois credit. They've done a really good job of keeping Hepburn at bay. I mean, he was so effective in that game yesterday against Purdue, and right now unable to get going in part because of the great defense.
A.J. Storr, cross.
He can get. Look at this. No, didn't go. That has never been done in Wisconsin basketball history.
Count it on the inside for Gilmore. After the A.J. Storr, Tracy McGrady try, Gilmore cleans it up.
The great guard, after closing his eyes, started applauding.
I wonder what Bo Ryan is thinking right now watching at home.
He fell out of his chair. He saw that in Chester growing up. I know that.
Oh, T-Mac.
Well, this is the highest scoring Wisconsin team since the 93-94 Badger squad, and there's the reason why. A.J. Storr has provided them with a gifted scoring ability, though that one didn't go down for the highlight.
He would have gotten a hook a few years ago on that play. This is what they love, right? The ISO at that foul line. Either Shannon or Damask. Look at the power. Go up.
Pirouettes and scores. Damask.
Then elevate those couple of inches and power.
25-25, 6:28 to play. First half. Foul called as Hepburn made his move on the outside.
Harmon trying to go over the top. Brad in that interview was saying they went under twice and paid for it.
So we'll get a substitution here. Winter sits. He's replaced by Stephen Crowell. Rotation has been a little bit tighter here for Wisconsin. We saw Ilver early because of foul trouble to the bigs. Tyler Wall picked up 2 yesterday very quickly.
Chucky really did some job, as noted there, with his points against Purdue, but I just loved his defense too. And frustrated Smith late in the game, as you recall.
Smith fouled out on that offensive foul.
Wisconsin leads by 2. We approach 6 minutes to go in this first half.
Automatic switch on the perimeter here. Wide open middle for a cut, or there you go. A little late. Nice read by Shannon.
And another foul called. Crowell got his body in on Shannon to pick up his first.
Did you have that kind of freedom that Shannon has with Coach K?
Is that a trick question?
Yeah,
what's have to worry? He can't,
right in? He can't hurt you
that's
now.
That's over.
You know, yes. At the end of my career, yes.
Right.
My senior year. And I love the freedom.
Probably in March he waited till 2.
100%.
There's a pretty good chance Coach K is watching right now, and he's thinking about exactly what you're saying.
I'll just say, I had the green light. I think Shannon has the purple light.
Yeah. Yeah. Different level.
Different level.
You had a caution light.
Shannon so good at getting himself to the free throw line and then converting those into points. He's got 7 in this first half. 40 yesterday in the victory over Nebraska.
Let's push it towards the screen.
Trey Gibbs Lawhorn is in for Illinois.
Chucky really good getting guys on his hip.
Hepburn banks it in.
Big time kiss. And that's
And a steal for Hepburn.
well, he was going to jack it up.
Damask didn't see him. Wisconsin up by 2. They can add to it. Hepburn gives it up.
He's probably thinking if Stork can do it, I can do it.
Gilmore back in. And the kick was errant, trying to hit Klesmit on the perimeter. Fourth turnover.
Klesmit was trying to replace in the corner, an ideal opening opportunity for him. But how about this one?
Well, I love the patience right there, and then just the concentration with the physicality. And he averages 2 steals a game in Big Ten play. All defensive team in the Big Ten getting it done.
Foul call. Klesmit out front. A trip on Damask.
See, that far out, I would go under.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
mean, he's not going to shoot it, so why try and blow it up?
You don't want to waste a foul either. And now they're in the bonus.
Great point. And Klesmit, you know, they add up quickly.
That's the 8th team foul against Wisconsin, so it's going to be Marcus Damask going to the free throw line where he shoots it at 88%.
And with the 2, Klesmit has to go out.
Replaced here by Kamari McGee. Wall, Klesmit, Blackwell. 2 fouls. Harmon and Rogers with 2.
Well, for Wisconsin yesterday, it was all about the bigs being in foul trouble. Now, of course, you got Klesmit there with foul trouble. And
You know, I heard this story the other night. Staying up late as happens on occasion, where his folks built a home, and in the basement they lowered it as so they could have a court for him to learn how to play. Dad was a coach, as I recall.
Marcus Damask from Waupun, Wisconsin, won a state title as a freshman.
that's loyalty right there. Dedication from the parents. Come on, Cal. Cal got to step up.
Here's Storr turning the corner, recovers.
He said 2
And the tip-in goes. Gilmore getting upstairs for the deuce.
2 playground plays, the push dribble, and of course the elevation on the rim earlier. Glass, I should say.
31-29. Badgers under 5 minutes to go. The Euro, Damask gets it off the rim.
Goody, I think.
A foul called. Goody is in some pain with a couple of bodies on top of him initially. That's the 2nd foul on Luke Goody out of Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Just jumped over Gilmore right there. You love the aggressive play. Crashing the glass there by Goody, but gets a foul and banged up a little bit for good measure.
Gilmore strong, ducks in on the offensive end. Always have a ton of bigs.
Yeah.
That's the 8th foul on Illinois. That's going to send Gilmore to the free throw line where he shoots it at 76% for a 1-and-1. Dane Danger will check in, and Goody's trying to shake it off. Another change here. John Blackwell in. Blackwell had 18 points in that win over Maryland, but has not been a big part of the scoring in the last 2 games for Wisconsin here in the Big Ten tournament. Another free throw coming for Carter Gilmore, 4th-year junior. That's Paul Schmidt, the athletic trainer of Illinois, having a chat with Luke Goody.
He did get a bang on that floor. Did you ever have a year at Duke where good at the beginning, struggle a little, and then found yourselves late as a team?
Yes, my last year.
Is that right?
Last year we did. And it's all about peaking at the right time. And this team, Wisconsin, is peaking and playing great basketball. And they're going to need it here in this game.
Remember, Illinois had 98 points last night.
Nice.
The 2nd most points in Big Ten tournament history.
Edberg, a little shuffle cut, dive to the rim. UCLA cut. Damask with the finish.
So Damask now starting to get it rolling. 9 points to lead the team. 33-31 Wisconsin, 4:18 to go in the first half. Blackwell into the hands of Storr.
Nice contest.
Gilmore lines it up, bangs it off the heel, rebounded by Gibbs Lawhorn.
Brad St. Shannon likes, look, here goes full.
Shannon scoop, no, foul called.
Unabashed, he doesn't care who's in the way.
Incredible.
There is a relentless approach that Terrence Shannon Jr. brings going to the basket. Right now, competitive, Wisconsin 33, Illinois 31 with the Big Ten title on the line. All this week on CBS Sports Network, catch games and their encores of the first 4 and first and second round on Tournament rebound. CBS Sports proudly celebrates Women's History Month, recognizing the outstanding contributions women and girls have made on and off the field of play. Last Sunday here in Minneapolis, Caitlin Clark and Iowa celebrated a Big Ten title, beating Nebraska 94-89 in overtime, the most watched regular season women's college basketball game on CBS in 25 years. Caitlin Clark, she has been a force of nature, most career points in NCAA history, most single-season three-pointers made in NCAA history, three-time most outstanding player in the Big Ten tournament. Looking forward to some memories that are going to form over the course of March Madness on the men's side and the women's side.
Incredible lady, no question about it. She has more commercials than Grant Hill. That's how successful
It's close.
she's been.
It's close.
But it's the ability so deep. Oh, extraordinary. Steph like.
Shannon
A good
comes up
passer.
short on the first free throw. The largest lead either way, 4 points in this first half. 4 minutes to go. One-point game. Shannon's got 8. Illinois, 25 games this season decided by double digits. They're used to pulverizing opponents.
Storr being guarded by Shannon. He's got to take good shots, play within the system, don't force it. Chucky loves that little hide and seek behind the big guy, and why not?
Nicely done, Chucky Hepburn on the step-back jack. 35-32 Badgers, 6 points for the point guard Hepburn.
Shannon being guarded by, this is a tough matchup for Chucky. He's done a good job, went on him.
Shannon, high screen, danger. Shannon all the way, banks it in.
And that was good defense right there. I mean, Crowell walled him up, but just so good at shot making. Incredible.
35-34, Wisconsin.
They have not been able to get Crowell involved whatsoever on the low box.
A.J. Storr going to work. Contact. Couldn't jam it. Foul called. Shannon took the hit. A.J. Storr, he decided to pull a Shannon and go right directly into the chest of the defender.
Man, nice confrontation at the rim. First of all, absorbed some contact with Shannon and then challenged the big fella. Just couldn't get it turned over there. But, man, his aggressiveness and the ease that he does it with.
Yes. Dane Danger picks it up.
You never know what he's going to do.
No.
Well, it goes from slow motion into a quicker pace at a finger snap.
You don't want to play horse against him. He's got some variety, some spice in his game.
12 points, 4 rebounds for A.J. Storr.
Pace has taken the air out of the building, by the way.
Yeah.
Very understated approach. Make you think, make you pry on the offensive end.
Wisconsin this season 16-0 when they allow 70 points or fewer. Illinois currently at 34. Shannon. Flip. No. Danger. Offensive rebound.
Not been able to take his left away.
They get a reload here. Gibbs Lawhorn takes it in and he finishes around the rim.
How strong was that maneuver?
First 2 of the day for the freshman from Lafayette, Indiana.
And with Goody hurt, he's got a back brace on the side.
Travel on Hepburn. That is the 5th turnover of the first half for Wisconsin.
A blow by and right here walling up, and I'm at the dexterity to slide by and finish.
We come up on 2 minutes to play in this first half.
Try to run that elbow ISO right here. Hepburn does a good job extricating him.
Shannon one-on-one with Hepburn. He will take and toss up an air ball.
Chucky did his job.
A reminder, coming up, AT&T at the half. Adam Zucker, Clark Kellogg, Jay Wright, Seth Davis. They'll get you caught up to speed on the latest teams to punch their ticket to the big dance, share their thoughts on our first half. They're getting ready for the selection show. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half. Wisconsin up by 1. Hepburn
Good job by Hawkins inside on Crowell.
Little stop and go. Hepburn saves it for Crowell. 8 to shoot. Now it's Storr time. A.J. Storr with a downtown hit.
And they got lost underneath again.
And that man loves those short clocks right there. It's a chance to get busy.
And Crowell with a great screen to set it up.
16 points for Storr. He leads all scorers. Hawkins looking for the high-low action. Couldn't get it to Danger. Shot clock down to 7. Hawkins lost it. Recovers. Jumper gives Lawhorn. And it died at the rim.
Big rebound, Crowell.
Hepburn with pace.
See if they go for a second there now.
Hepburn turns the corner. Draws a lot of attention. Storr.
No,
That is way off, an air ball.
he should have given it to Crowell. Wide open, but he feels it.
Shannon.
Say goodnight.
Pedal to the metal for Terrence Shannon Jr.
Undeterred, aggressive nature he possesses.
You can't guard him in the open court, one-on-one.
Woo. LeBron-ish. Get to the rim, big fella. Help.
Allstate, reminding you that basketball season is mayhem. 7 ties, 6 lead changes in this first half. From Target Center, Wisconsin, the 5 seed in the Big Ten tournament, leading Illinois, the 2 seed, 40-38. Well, the star emergence, Storr and Shannon, both lead their team in scoring, both doing it in this first half respectively.
Nice little curl to get Chucky a look.
Hepburn missed it off the rim. Rebound. Danger.
Here he goes.
Shannon. He's going to pull up. Shannon got him.
And I don't know why they backed off. You got to pick him up. Force him to that right hand.
So Illinois, you wouldn't say it's been the crispest first half for the Fighting Illini. They've got a 1-point lead.
And 40-some-odd points, right? 41. But Shannon.
They still hit their numbers. They find a way. 21.6 to go. Shannon doing it on the drive to the rim and then getting it done from the perimeter as well with that 3 ball.
One similarity between Shannon and Storr is you don't have to run anything for them.
That is true.
Shot clock is turned off. 12 seconds to go in the half. Extended minutes for Carter Gilmore. Storr trying to work his way in. Flips it up. No. Rebound knocked off the hands of Storr. Hawkins half court at the horn. Oh, it nearly went down.
He may have gotten bumped too.
He was looking for a call. Didn't get one. We hit the break here in Minneapolis. The Big Ten championship game. Illinois in front 41-40.
With a double pump, maybe a little contact there, but almost went in. Wow. And he is complaining about a call. You feel like Illinois got the momentum a little bit, even though it's a 1-point game. It's been that kind of game.
A little loose. If it's loose, it's their game.
Send it over to Tracy.
Well, thanks a lot. Grant actually just mentioned it. It seemed like you got the momentum down the stretch there. I'm assuming it's not going to be a halftime speech like it was yesterday, but what will be the message?
Yeah, I hope not. My blood pressure can't take that one, but a good last 4 minutes. We got a couple of stops. We've got to do a better job on the offensive glass. They're taking short shots, and the guy shooting the ball is getting the rebound. We're just not hitting them. We can clean that up. We got a chance. I like where we're at on the offensive side. We're getting good shots, and we fought a little bit of foul trouble there, but we're ready to go second half.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Tracy, end of the first half. And it is Illinois with a 1-point lead over Wisconsin. We'll send you to Adam Zucker and Company in our studio. AT&T at the half. It's coming up right after these messages. CBS Sports coverage of the Big Ten tournament is sponsored by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Ford. Built Ford proud. And by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Good battle here in Minneapolis. Looks like the pizza might be winning that particular matchup. As we welcome you back. Big Ten championship game. Capital One first half stats. Fighting Illini picked it up 45% from the field, 4 of 11 from three-point territory. Second chance points in favor of Wisconsin, and certainly the Stars have been out for both teams. Ian Eagle, Grant Hill, Bill Raftery, Tracy Wolfson. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Raf, and a huge upset. No green.
It's a bad time.
Where's the green tie?
Oh, a little later.
a little later. That would be a different show, maybe a reality show. Okay, first half, what stood out? Obviously, great players often take over when it's necessary. We saw that.
For to win a championship, your best have to be at their best, and we've seen that here. Of course, Storr, great patience, getting to the paint, feeling comfortable now, knocks it down from downtown, and then, of course, conversely on the other side for Illinois, Shannon so good in the open court and also can knock down the three ball as well, Raph.
The one concern, I think, for Illinois, Wall and Klesmit played 8 and 11 minutes respectively. They get over 28 minutes a game. They're fresh. Those 2 fouls, they can go at it.
First meeting of the season, 91-83 win for Illinois.
Nice curl.
Trying to go upstairs, ball bounces off of Guerrier.
That was interesting. Storr hustled and got there, but Hepburn is so alert and attuned on that weak side help.
Let's check in with Tracy Wolfson. Tracy.
Well, I had a chance to speak with Greg Gard coming out of the locker room, and the emphasis was really on the defensive end. Transition defense, defensive rebounding, and in terms of Terrence Shannon, he said they need to pick him up earlier, and he said they have 20 minutes to win a Big Ten tournament title.
And Tracy, they get Steven Crowell an early touch in this second half, and he converts on the inside.
I thought he'd be more of an impact player. Need him in that low box. Nobody can really contest him.
6 points now for the Badger big. Damask will bounce it inside for Rogers. Goes to work. Rogers, that baby hook.
I tell you, he's unbelievable. Sort of a point guard that posts up consistently.
7 points now for Rogers. 43-42 Fighting Illini.
Crowell's got a nice clean look as a Chucky.
Bottom of 3.
I expected more of that in that first half. Got away from it.
Steven Crowell has shot it well from downtown this season, 48%. And it's 45-43 Badgers.
And 35 of them, too, Bird. That's a big number for a center.
Damask all the way with a left hand.
And his ability to just go one-on-one, take advantage of the opportunity in the paint. Damask.
11 now for Marcus Damask.
Power here, both hands with the hook.
Crowell again. Yes, sir.
And Raph, 3 possessions in a row, getting the ball to Crowell, and he delivers.
2-point lead for Wisconsin. And just like that, Crowell has 11, matching his season average.
Look at Chucky.
Hepburn steps in for the steal.
He read that stagger screen on the right.
7th Illinois turnover. Hepburn looks down low. Wall's going to get a touch. One-on-one with Shannon. Wall, 5th-year senior, maneuvers inside for 2.
And that's what Crowell being able to make that 3 does. Now Wall can do his damage with that power bounce and finish.
First 2 of the day for Tyler Wall. Wisconsin getting support from Badger faithful here in Minneapolis.
Just great patience, great footwork here.
Damask to spin, to bucket.
Just takes trouble pronouncing it. Jay must be enjoying that, right? Villanova over the years, that bounce into the post.
13 now for Marcus Damask. Neither team has missed in this second half. Klesmit. And he uses the window.
And just tough right there. Blue-collar kid. Right back at Damask, going in the paint for Klesmit.
And Wall and Crowell outside. Easy entree. Nice double.
Damask gets rid of it. Guerrier. Now it's Hawkins. 10 to shoot.
Oh, Guerrier posted up. Didn't even look at him with Storr. Down to 5.
Back it in. Damask with Klesmit. Turnaround. Yes.
He owns him with that. And size differential, plumb bob delivery.
Like an old school NBA back down right there.
Pretty much. Sam Cassell-like?
Yeah. Sam Cassell played in Minnesota.
Yeah, you play with him?
I played against him.
I don't want to play with it. bucket around the rim.
Neither team is missing.
Both
Hepburn gets the bucket on the interior. Literally, neither team has missed. 6 of 6 in the half for Wisconsin.
You would say
The announcer jinx.
Yeah.
There you go.
So much power for one man.
one-man fast break here. Why not pull up? Huh?
A.J. Storr misses from three-point territory. Offensive rebound for Hepburn.
Hepburn's got his fingerprints on this half. He has been terrific. Both ends.
Hepburn using the body. The fade. Book it.
And how about that ref?
Chucky stuff. Goodness.
Posting up a bigger player right there.
And a foul called, a chance at a three-point play. Ty Rodgers picks it up. Hepburn to the line, trying to extend the lead in the Big Ten Championship. Welcome back to CBS Sports presentation of Conference Championship Weekend presented by Allstate. Here in the Twin Cities Big Ten Championship, the number 5 seed Wisconsin leading the 2 seed Illinois 55-49, 15:47 to go here in regulation. This Wisconsin team is just something about this group. They keep fighting through it. They're trying to win their 4th game in 4 days to take the trophy.
They have a mental toughness, a resolve about them. They just get it done. And everybody, multiple players stepping up on both ends. And we've seen it here on display in this game.
Yeah, you keyed on it really well. They don't have one guy that they have to go to. Multiple options, and in particular, the solid play of Hepburn on both ends of the floor.
And in the Big Ten tournament, guys, they're holding their opponents to 40.6% from the field. Now, the numbers are on the rise for both teams because they've made a ton of shots in this second half. Wisconsin, meanwhile, has not missed a free throw. 10 of 10, now with a 7-point lead.
And they can't rest because you know the spurt ability of Illinois.
We saw
can
it.
Score quickly.
Hawkins!
Wow, power, huh? Chucky trying to come up with a steal. Nobody stepped up.
Coleman to Hawkins on that smooth drive to the rim.
They need him, I think.
I agree. Might be the X factor in this game and the NCAA tournament.
Correct.
Hepburn's got the screen from Crowell. Pick and pop. Missed it on a
Nice
free ball.
hustle, Klesmit.
Rebounded. Klesmit.
Pretty
Bounce
pass.
it. Wall. Fundamental basketball, but Klesmit is limping.
Yeah, he is hurting, too. That kid's a gamer, though. He'll be all right.
58-51. Badgers.
They're going to take him out, though. See, Blackwell.
They're going to go at him, too.
Damas gives it up.
But he walked.
Shannon loads it up. Rebound. Guerrier gets a piece, and it's going the other way. So you're right. Klesmit's going to head to the bench, replaced by John Blackwell.
So heady there, getting that offensive glass. And he might have planted a little awkwardly, but great pass and delivery.
Yeah, right away, you're right.
Oof. And he is limping noticeably heading to the Wisconsin bench area.
And one. How about him?
It's Chucky Hepburn. He stepped forward in the semifinals, and he's doing it again here in the championship game.
He's trying to put the lights out. How about the pump, the bite, the toughness, and yes, sir, Chucky. Woo. Terrific performance here.
Chance at another three-point play for Hepburn.
It's amazing how he impacts winning. The little things defensively, setting people up, making big-time shots. Really willing his team here in the second half.
His scoring numbers are down from last year, but he's had a better collective season. And Wisconsin has had a better season as a team.
His demeanor is very understated, something some of us could learn from.
Yeah, don't point Grant into that area like that, Bill, on the air.
Bad gamble here.
Shannon twisting and turning, and he draws the foul.
I don't know why Chucky gambled there. Just stay at home. Don't make it easy for this guy. Explosive.
And that's the luxury of a Shannon. Can just kind of bail you out right there. Nothing going. The offense, obviously, Hepburn gambled, but his ability to make something out of nothing and, of course, get to that line. He's been quiet this half.
He has.
And Wisconsin has outscored Illinois 21-10 in the half. Now, tack on one for Illinois. It's 21-11 Badgers in the second half. Danger back in. He replaces Gibbs Lawhorn.
Depending on that matchup, they will ride it. I think Wisconsin, whether he's on Wall or Crowell, will determine exactly what they're going to run.
So this is where Illinois plays Danger and Hawkins up front, and Guerrier. So good size across the front line for Brad Underwood's squad.
Occasionally, early in the year, they played the two bigs together, going zone here.
Yeah, a little zone. The man-to-man principles.
And hey, the Q said the Heimat.
Pay attention.
Switch right back, though.
Hepburn lets it fly. Short rebound. Shannon got his hands on it. The ball bounces over to Wisconsin to get a reload. Storr, fend off, floater, no. Rebound, Storr couldn't grab it, and it's Shannon. Shannon, give it up. Guerrier, the jumper is pure.
And how about the big guy, Danger, right at the rim, too. Poised by Shannon. Thought he was going to jack it up.
6 points now for Quincy Guerrier, the grad transfer who played at Oregon and Syracuse. 61-56, Wisconsin. Contact, offensive foul against Wall.
Right now, you're seeing 2 possessions in a row. The defense starting to turn up a little bit, securing the rebound. And as you said, great decision. Shannon finding his open teammate. Guerrier knocking down. And then, of course, this last play, sliding his feet. Walls dropped that left shoulder, taking that charge. This is how Illinois gets back into the game. They got to play defense against this offense of Wisconsin.
And that's 3 on Tyler Wall. Damas tried to discard the defender. Now it's Shannon with 12 to shoot.
Crowd stepping up.
Cross, Shannon, high off the window.
Doesn't matter. Goodness. Crowd in the right spot. Big contest. Not an easy delivery.
Creativity of Terrence Shannon Jr. cuts this to a 3-point game. 19 for Shannon. Hepburn. Ball fake. Baseline. That is tricky.
And everybody out on the perimeter. Wide open entree to the rim. And Chucky seizes the deal.
Chucky Hepburn, 16 points on the heels of a season-high 22. Yesterday has now cracked 1,000 for his career. Back in. Danger gets it to go, and a foul.
He actually walked before, I thought. Little hop step, but the pump fake by the big guy.
We know he is more than capable. Obviously, at times, so much talent, but patience, drawing the foul, that big frame, but still can move those feet. Agile, great touch, more than capable.
Yeah, you nailed it, Raph. You got away with one, shuffling the foot right at the end of the play, but they're going to count the bucket. Stephen Crowell picks up the personal. Let's check in with Tracy.
And just an update on Max Klesmit. He has been dealing with a groin injury over the last few weeks. It looks like he re-injured it a bit there. He refused to go into the back. They gave him some pain medicine, and right now he's on the bike trying to work through it.
All right, Tracy. It's A.J. Storr going to the free throw line. A foul called on Danger at the 12-14 mark, his second.
He bailed them out, really, Bird, on that play, and here he is. Knowing him a little bit, having been up there a few times, this kid, if possible, he's going to be back.
What's interesting for Wisconsin right now, they second half, 71% from the field, and Storr, that's his first bucket, first point of this second half. So collectively, offensively, the Badgers stepping up.
And in this tournament, just take a look at who their high scorers have been. Blackwell in the first game they played, then Storr, then Hepburn. 3 games, 3 different leading scorers. 1 out of 2 for Storr. That's the first miss at the line today for Wisconsin. Now 12 out of 13. Illinois is 12 of 15. Hepburn goes for the steal, creates a turnover. Up the floor. Hepburn, he had Storr up high. He didn't see him.
He fumbled it too, Bird.
How about those hands?
Magnificent.
Hepburn against the big Hawkins. Hepburn.
Winter can shoot it. A little late close.
Gilmore, handoff. Blackwell takes the baseline, loses it. Turnover.
A lot of contact.
Nice give. Nice.
Hawkins! Big finish! Coleman Hawkins going down the lane like Connie Hawkins.
Oh, the Hawk. The mask with the pass, too.
And the foul on Danger.
Store, so active, getting to the rim, but the open floor. Swallow, how about this give? Nobody at home. Send it in, big fella. The Hawk flying. Who said he can't soar anymore?
CBS Tonight, catch a new episode of the most watched show in the country, starring Justin Hartley, Tracker. That's new tonight after The Equalizer on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. 64-63, Wisconsin in front. Time to check out our AT&T fast analysis. It's been Chucky time for Wisconsin.
Yeah, and Chucky Hepburn helps you win. Great patience right here. Waits till crowd can get open. Delivers, nice, easy pass, easy delivery, easy shot inside. And then look at the defense here. Shannon curling that screen, getting those hands, taking those cookies, impacting winning for Wisconsin.
16 points, obviously. That end, he's been terrific. 2 steals, as you noted, one of them there, and 5 assists, total package. And he plays Shannon on a consistent basis. And they're chatting here at half court. Getting along better than the 3 of us.
And look who's back in the game, Max Klesmit for Wisconsin. Second half field goal percentage is through the roof. Wisconsin shooting 67%, Illinois shooting 82%. So Klesmit, as Tracy mentioned, dealing with a groin issue. Store comes up short on the second free throw. Let's get the update from Tracy.
I was listening into the last 2 huddles from Brad Underwood, and he was extremely frustrated, called the effort pathetic. And then this time around, he's asking more out of Shannon and Domask, and he wants his guys to guard, especially on A.J. Store. He said, you guys aren't doing the little things. You need to hustle. You need to get on the floor.
Danger.
Domask again with a nice dump down. Boy, he does a lot of little things.
Second chance opportunity for Illinois to tie this game at 65. 9 ties, 10 lead changes. Largest lead has been 10 for the Badgers. Store.
Strength.
Off the drive. And he tried a wild attempt. It is saved by Domask.
And nobody replaced on the wing, too. Could have turned and got an open look.
Luke Goody is back in. He was dealing with some lower back pain. Shannon flips it in.
And right there, Klesmit with that growing injury. You cannot guard Shannon. Great awareness attacking the rim by Shannon.
21 points for Terrence Shannon Jr. to lead all scores. 2-point lead for Illinois. We approach the midway point of the second half. Foul called on Goody, trying to deal with Tyler Wall.
Even with a healthy leg, you're on an island there with Shannon. Great crossover and getting to the rim. He was hanging on that left hand. You know he likes to go left. He's still able to get back to that left hand, but taking over right there when his team needs him. And we've seen Shannon do that in this tournament.
Third foul on Goody. Discard. Wall goes down, and
Helping
Goody.
him up. That's nice.
Sportsmanship.
We could use a little of that sportsmanship over here.
Here's Hepburn, and a foul called on Shannon.
It's interesting when you watch this setup, as we take a look at this little discard by Hawkins. Goody gets blamed, so might as well take advantage of it, huh? But I just think they can get an open 3 for Crowell with this setup.
Trying to get a substitution in. It's Ty Rogers, and he's going to replace Shannon. So Shannon gets a breather here. 10:04 mark of the second half. Illinois up by 2. This is something we've seen in this tournament. Them turning the tide very quickly, falling behind double digits. It's happened the last 2 games, Ohio State and Nebraska.
Crowd could not back down danger.
And this is where they get it to pick and pop.
Crowell looking down low. Wall couldn't get it to him. Blackwell, kick. Klesmit, short. Rebounded by Danger.
A nice seal inside, too, to get to the rim.
Domask has to take over here with Shannon on the bench.
Goody.
That's his game.
It is.
Offensive rebound, Rogers.
And that's one thing Brad lamented.
Domask got a 3.
Wow. Goodness. They do some job on the glass. Nice find. Domask silently, like an assassin. Hurts her with the pass, the back down, the 3.
18 points for Marcus Domask on 7 of 9 shooting. Illinois up by 5. CBS Sports coverage of the Big Ten tournament is sponsored by GMC. We are professional grade. Jersey Mike Subs. Be a sub above. And by Allstate, reminding you that basketball season is mayhem. It's the fourth Big Ten championship meeting between these two schools. The previous three all came within a 5-year span between 2004 and 2008. Both programs seeking their fourth Big Ten tournament title today.
And Bernie, you can just see no checkout right here, but Rogers reads it beautifully. And as soon as he rebounds, he knows there's going to be relocation out top. The kick out, and Damas just stepping in pure nylon, but all because of the aggressive play of an outstanding offensive rebounder, Grant.
Yeah, Ty Rogers, so relentless, understands who he is and his role. And that was a big-time play there for Illinois.
So Illinois trailed Ohio State by double figures, came back to win. Trailed Nebraska by double digits, came back to win. Down by 10 here today, and now Illinois got its largest lead, 5. Out of the timeout, Wall hands to Hepburn.
They got the mismatch they want. And he likes to bat. Nice spin out. He is quick from that box, both sides.
And a foul called as Wall made his move on the baseline. That's a big one. Ty Rogers picks up his 4th personal foul. Terrence Shannon Jr. is going to check in and replace Rogers on the floor. Illinois has won 7 of its last 8 games. The only loss during that span came to Purdue. That is 17 fouls against the Fighting Illini, and Wall converts on the first free throw.
He's got that Abe Lincoln look, doesn't he? With that beard. You don't go that far back. You probably voted, maybe.
I'm going to have to check my voting record, Bill. Thanks.
Oh.
And Wall misses on the second attempt after Bill Raftery called him Abe Lincoln.
Both clubs so well schooled. Checked out there, took the shooter on the free throw.
4-point lead for Illinois. And Damascus fouled before he got into the shot motion.
I think Storr just one little shot too many.
So it's going to be Storr picking up his second. Team foul number 4 at the 8:52 mark. Goody. Lob it in for Danger.
What trail there. Got away with it.
Damas. One-on-one with Storr. 12 to shoot. First team all Big Ten performer. Spin. Duck in. He draws the foul on Storr.
And Storr has the size and athleticism to guard him. Pretty good defense, but great patience by Damas, spinning, getting contact, taking his time, great footwork, and kind of initiating that contact right there on that play, getting to the free throw line. 2 possessions, 2 fouls on Storr.
If I'm Storr, though, I was saying, would somebody dig here? Could we double? Could we get some help? Or just everybody stood away from him?
Well, you weren't known for, playing defense. So
no, suggested it.
Suggested it. There you go.
A little stunt once in a while. You're on an island.
Damas had 31 points in the first meeting between these two teams. He is right on the cusp of cracking 20. And he's also filling up the other categories. 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 20 points for Marcus Damas.
Made some great plays, though. Real sound, solid player.
Guerrier in, Goody to the bench. So they got some minutes from Goody after injuring himself in the first half.
And Shannon right away takes Hepburn. Now he picks up
Storr. Left hand.
Little late on that coverage, though, on that switch by Shannon.
Well, they love that dribble handoff, getting Storr downhill to his left hand.
And now Storr's got 20 points. He's the high man for Wisconsin, 72-68.
I agree. Maybe you send somebody here.
They are. See that a little bit now. I like that.
Wall showed defensively, backs off. Damask,
Wall.
other side. Shannon off the rim. Rebound. Storr got his hands on it and guided it over to Klesmit.
And that was great defense by Wall. That little stunt, as you suggested, made a big difference. You know a little something about defense, Coach.
I read Mike's books.
Hepburn, fend off and fade. It's on target.
Tell you what a half this kid has had. And Shannon trying to tag him as well.
18 now for Chucky Hepburn, the junior from Omaha, Nebraska. Illinois' lead is down to 2.
I get Shannon. They got the ISO. I don't know if I want the ball screen. Let him just turn and go. There you go.
Shannon crosses, didn't have the angle, foul called.
Wow, I thought that was pretty good D.
Big Ten championship game. The winner takes the trophy in Minneapolis. Back in a moment on CBS. Time right now for our Jersey Mike Suggs game summary this second half. Fighting Illini, the shooting numbers have been outstanding. Both teams getting the free throw line, making free throws. The second chance opportunities huge for Wisconsin here in the Big Ten championship game. Capital One rewarding performance. It has been the Illinois offense in the second half.
Well, just a high-powered offense for Fighting Illini, stepping up, and it's been a total team effort. Everyone stepping up inside, outside, attacking the rim, playing with aggression and confidence. Right now, nursing a 2-point lead here in this close matchup.
Free throws here for Shannon. He was fouled going to the rim by Crowell.
He and Damascus get their numbers.
They do.
Might be quiet for a period of minutes.
That's why both are first team all Big Ten this year.
So Shannon will get a second one, 22 points, 8 of 9 from the free throw line.
You know, Brad, you mentioned earlier, it was 7 years in this program. And I think every year he's adjusted his offense in different ways. He used to run some high post action. Judging by the talent, that's what he goes with.
74-70, Illinois. Hepburn, big second half for Wisconsin. We approach 7 minutes to go.
Nice job defensively by Shannon.
Handed off. Klesmit made the big shot yesterday. It's Crowell short on a 3-ball and a foul called.
Goody. I think he locked him up.
Goody tried to root him out there, and
he is hurting too, by the way. He's not bending over because of the foul. That back's been bothering him since he fell.
And that's number 4 on Luke Goody.
when you're sore, you don't want to be down there wrestling with Wall.
No,
not at all.
18 fouls against Illinois, so a 1-and-1 here for Tyler Wall, who shoots it at 66%. Fifth year with the program, always very active. Even if he's not scoring, he's doing other things for Greg Gard's team.
A solid kind of a player.
Struggled in the prior games, only 2.7 points a game, 20%, but has really stepped up here.
Well, don't forget, Edey was on him, right? And they gave him a couple of threes, which is not necessarily his game.
Right.
7 points for Wall, who grew up a Badgers fan in Lakeville, Minnesota. 74-72, taking it in, off the hesitation, doesn't go to Mask, but they come away with a rebound.
Two-handed rebound is necessary for Wisconsin, not a slap out.
Shannon one-on-one with Wall. Cross, 8 to shoot.
Forcing him right. Oh,
he's fouled. And Shannon knows exactly what he's doing in those situations.
He duped him into it too. Wall overzealous at the end here. Just stay there and put the hand up. Don't move forward. Number 0 owns you. And make sure it's a 2 or a 3 here.
That is the 4th foul on Tyler Wall. And it will be 3 free throws. Terrence Shannon Jr.
And Brad telling both of us they don't like to run a whole lot of things. We talked about it earlier. You don't have to with this kid.
He just finds a way. I mean, the ball finds energy. And he is a bundle of that. Open floor, in the half court, downhill, 3-point.
And look at the list that he is climbing. 1 more free throw. He's going to pass Dwayne Washington from Ohio State for 2nd all-time in the Big Ten tournament, single tournament. and behind only Keegan Murray of Iowa.
The way he plays, he might catch Keegan Murray,
Yeah.
too.
Carter Gilmore in. Tyler Wall will head to the bench. They'll preserve him with those 4 fouls, 6:28 to play. The numbers are eye-popping. 26 for Terrence Shannon Jr. on the heels of his 40-point game in the victory over Nebraska yesterday. Hepburn draws a lot of attention.
Nice screen.
Klesmit, splash.
How about the bump to extricate him? And boy, the replacement beautiful by number 11. And the patience at the rim for the kick out.
10 points for Max Klesmit. 2-point lead for Illinois. Klesmit takes a shot from Guerrier. Missed it on a 3-ball, knocked to the outside. Hawkins couldn't grab it. Shannon does. Shannon cut.
What a pass.
Guerrier, the layup, no. Tapped outside. Here's A.J. Storr in the open floor. Euros, denied. It's Hawkins. Do not go in there. And a tie-up.
Storr, bring the ball out and stop attacking. You got, goodness, undeterred.
And a beautiful move, but a better block right there by Hawkins. Great timing. Didn't foul him. Wow.
High level.
High level indeed. Oh,
Got the ball control, get a good shot. Little lob. And Hawkins gets a nickel dimer. Nice set play.
great awareness there by Hepburn.
Sure was.
Looked like Hawkins was caught napping there on that inbounds play.
So that is number 2 on Hawkins. A.J. Storr at the free throw line. Storr has scored 20. 6 of 8 from the line here today.
Chris, that inbounds play, a lot of times they screen that man. When we were younger, it's called the dummy play. You know, make believe you're not getting it. So it's a tough one to defend. Plus, the inbounders really got to do a good job containing the pass.
1-and-1 here for Storr. 1-point game.
And this team, they just hang around here, Wisconsin. You know, you felt like the momentum turning to Illinois there and
Competitive.
just find a way.
Wisconsin, the numbers have been up in the Big Ten tournament. They're averaging 77.7 points per game this week. And with that free throw, they hit 77. 10th tie. We've had 11 lead changes in the Big Ten tournament championship game. 23 second chance points for the Badgers, the most they've posted this season.
Same play that they stole the ball, Chucky, earlier.
Damask shielding. Damask challenging the defense.
How about this kid? So forceful, the upper body strength.
79, 77, 22 for Marcus Damask. We approach 5 minutes to go. Storr one-on-one with Goody. Back in. Storr flips it in.
Oh, man, that was next level right there.
That's a grown man's move.
That is grown man.
24 points for A.J. Storr.
So much for the swing, just a little power.
Damask one-on-one with Klesmit.
Nice stunt.
Kick. Goody. One dribble. Jumper. No good. Tracked down by Hepburn. Under 5 minutes to go. Hepburn weaving. Herky-jerky moves from Hepburn. Fake. And clear it.
Good defense.
Yeah.
Klesmit fakes on the jump shot.
He can elevate here.
Crowell doesn't get the bounce.
They don't get back. Danger runs the floor, which he does well. How
And
about that?
Danger finishes.
How about the find as well?
Illinois is in the danger zone.
Ooh, don't let that wide body fool you. This kid's got some puppies that can get up and down.
2-point lead for the Fighting Illini. You're watching Conference Championship Weekend, presented by Allstate. Big Ten tournament championship here from Minneapolis, Illinois. 81, Wisconsin 79. Just over 4 minutes to play. Don't forget, coming up tonight, 6 Eastern, CBS is the first place to reveal this year's bracket on the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Selection Show. Then head on over to CBS Sports Network at 7 o'clock. All of the analysis on NCAA March Madness bracket breakdown. CBS Sports welcomes you to the madness. You have a bunch of teams that already know that they're in, now just waiting to see where they will be, and then a number of teams keeping the fingers crossed that they're going to be a part of the big dance. 33 minutes away from the selection show.
Wall back on the floor, Bird.
2-point lead for Illinois. Klesmit, swing, Crowell.
Danger, nice show and then recover. He knows Crowell can make that deep one.
Under 4 minutes to go. Klesmit for the lead. On target. Woo!
Man, this guy has ice water in his veins. Loves those big moments.
Tough-minded kid.
13 for Max Klesmit. Wisconsin leads by 1.
See how they handle this, Bird.
Damask.
Nice
Blocked from behind by Wall. Foul call.
Ooh, could be 5 on Wall. Wall
That's it.
That's
Yeah.
it. The quota for Tyler Wall.
Nice job with that dribble handoff. We've seen that a few times, and this was a tough one.
Wall came
I
to
thought
help out. I thought it was clean right there. If anything, might have been on Klesmit. Honest Abe.
Yeah.
So
That hurts.
Tyler Wall is fouled out with 7 points.
He didn't win that debate.
Well,
Like the Douglas debate.
Exactly. That hurts right there for Wisconsin.
He may have had the left hand underneath, which we didn't see. But that looked pretty good.
It sends Marcus Damask to the free throw line.
That's the pressure that Damask puts on you, though. Like, you have to make a decision. You play him straight up, you double team, and he's just so patient and so strong down there on that low block.
And they were on the layup line prior to the game, and Grant looked over and said, man, he is legitimately 6'6".
24 points now, 7 rebounds, 7 assists.
Illinois 12 of 12 at the free throw line in the second half, and they lead by 1. Storr in motion. Step back. It doesn't go. And the rebound snagged by Rogers.
Does a lot of little things, Rogers.
Damask. Cross.
Well, they're riding this booty ball, as Brad calls it.
Hawkins. Repost. Damask. 12 to shoot.
Walk. Yeah, he shuffled his feet right there.
It's a travel on Damask.
Seldom does he make those kind of mistakes.
9th turnover of the day for the Fighting Illini.
Just kind
Again,
of
maybe just more looking at him here, trying to anticipate which way to go.
Under 3 minutes to play. Hepburn, the drive, hangs, couldn't get it to go. Rebounded by Danger.
and good defense there by Shannon.
Shannon.
Walled him up. Did not foul on that drive.
They'll rush right now for Illinois. 2:40 on the clock.
Shannon time, I think. Get away from the booty ball.
You run a play for him.
Yeah, well, this is their play. Ball screen and go.
Shannon, hard drive, and it's rejected by Crowell.
Nice read by the big guy.
Crowell doesn't often block shots. He likes to wall up on defense right there, but great timing. Extended there, did not foul. And I'm not sure if that was a shot or a pass. Well, I guess it was a shot there. Not a great angle, although we know Shannon can make shots from unusual angles on offense.
And it may have been a pass, too. You're right. The mask was wide open.
Yeah.
First block of the day for Wisconsin. They average just 1.6 per game. Lob it up. Shannon all in one motion. Off the inbound. Damask put it exactly where it needed to be.
Incredible.
28 now for Terrence Shannon Jr. 3-point lead for Illinois.
They put a taller Hawkins on Storr defensively.
You get stuck once in a while with Storr.
Hepburn to Klesmit.
Shannon now on Crowell.
Shot clock is down to 6.
Gotta go and shoot it.
Klesmit fires. Bullseye! It's a 3! Wow! play. 16 now for Max Klesmit, 4 of 5 from downtown.
And D's pretty good, Bird.
Damask, one-on-one with Hepburn.
Forcing him deep on the floor here. A lot of extra dribbles.
Swing, ball fake. Shannon. Oh, yeah!
Hawkins giving it up. He had a shot as well. And look at those two regaling one another.
31 for Terrence Shannon Jr. Illinois dancing right now in the Big Ten Tournament Championship with a 3-point lead over Wisconsin. Our game reset. Illinois 88, Wisconsin 85. Badgers have 2 timeouts remaining. Wisconsin with possession. Klesmit, big shot for the Badgers. And then Illinois answers with Terrence Shannon Jr.
I mean, the offensive shooting here, the shooting here in the second half has been extraordinary for both teams. Can it continue?
Fighting Illini up by 3. Klesmit lost it. Just over a minute to play. High screen from Crowell. Trying to hand it off to Storr. Couldn't locate him.
And they're not letting Hepburn get it. This guy goes and back.
And a steal. Shannon takes it away from Storr. Shannon to the rim. The crossover, no, but a foul.
Got to use that right hand at the rim, too, but he is amazing. Misuse of the bounce. That ISO cost him on the left down here, and the run out right here, Storr.
Just like a one-man fast break.
Yep.
Incredible.
Oh.
And the foul called on Klesmit.
Storr trying to make something out of nothing there, and
Traffic.
yeah, too much traffic.
Damask may have disrupted the drive just a bit for Storr, who was losing it as Shannon was there to greet him. 31 points, gets the roll, and makes this a 2-possession game with 1:02 on the clock.
That's the one thing with Storr is when to go, when not to go, to read situations. We know he can do some dynamic things, but...
And that's decision-making and maturity.
Yeah, very much so.
2 out of 2 for Shannon. Illinois has not missed at the free throw line this half, 14 of 14. Under a minute to play. Hepburn takes it quickly, couldn't finish it. Rebound cleared by Goody. Shannon on the move.
He was trying to give the foul, Klesmit. They finally give one. Crowell.
Shannon's just too fast, couldn't foul him there, but great defense there on that contest by Hepburn. Able to wall him up, not foul him, and just taking over. That's what you want from your big-time players. Offense, defense. Hepburn's so quick.
Look how he gave ground, too.
He did.
Foul, walled up. And they contribute solidly on the defensive end.
And more free throws for Terrence Shannon Jr. He is 14 of 15 at the line. Now 15 of 16, 34 points.
Ho-hum, just an average day.
An average weekend.
Yeah.
He set the Big Ten tournament record with 40 points against Nebraska last night. And Illinois has now extended the lead to 6. 50.2 on the clock. Won the Big Ten tournament in 2021. Trying to do it again and ride some momentum going into the madness.
The dribble drive, and maybe you get a kick out.
Klesmit short on a 3. Rebound and a
Shannon.
foul. It's going to stay here. And it is Shannon going over the top of Chucky Hepburn. That's the 3rd on Shannon. CBS Wednesday, Survivor is back. It's a supersized season with the most surprising, unexpected, unorthodox cast yet. Don't miss a new Survivor. Wednesday, 8, 7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Tamanago yesterday. Hepburn today when you needed it. Shannon. Just extraordinary, both ends of the floor.
And right now for Wisconsin, going to have to maybe extend this defense like they did against Purdue, forcing a turnover. Still some time left. They're trying to get a steal, but multiple ball handlers on the floor for Illinois.
And McGee on the floor for what exactly you said.
Chucky Hepburn crashed 20 points on the day. Wisconsin trails by 4. Get it in. Hawkins, 40 seconds. Move it around. Shannon to Damask. Drive. And goes down on the foul. He went airborne. And then the question was all about the landing.
Protected himself pretty good. I also think some help here on making sure that he doesn't hit the deck.
His body got turned around.
It could have landed and been much worse right there for Domask.
I think that's just a common foul.
I think so too.
Basketball.
The last play is under review.
McGee got him
On the arm.
as Domask was trying to extend towards the rim. So the officials head over to the scorers table to take a look at this. Jeffrey Anderson and Earl Walton. Let's check in with Gene Steratore. He just saw the same replay sequence. Gene, what'd you see?
Well, you know that McGee's got to make that foul on a hard play there, guys, and I just feel like it's a hard foul. I don't think it rises to the level of flagrant. I don't think Domask is in a vulnerable position or gets undercut. Just a hard foul basketball play. I think they just shoot two and we keep playing.
We haven't heard his voice all day. He must have been at a picnic or something.
Gene was in Central Park today, Bill. Yeah, you're giving up his secrets. Yeah, so the officials had a chat.
The last play is just a common foul.
And exactly as Gene proclaimed, I think the other part, and this is just human nature, guys, often the result, what happens, can dictate your opinion. If Domask is sprawled out, if he's grabbing his knee, if he needs attention.
Or how hard he hits the floor.
And how hard he hits the floor.
It is a response.
Domask did a good job landing on 2 feet, and he maintained enough balance so that the fall wasn't nearly as dire as it could have been. So Domask will shoot 2.
Bert, they got 2 studs on this team, Illinois. And everybody else knows their roles, steps in. I think the key to them and Grant Chadney is Hawkins.
Yeah, the X factor. Hawkins, if he can score, shoot with confidence, obviously he does the little things, versatile, but this Illinois team can have a deep, deep postseason run.
Yeah, he's a willing passer, too. That's what I like about Hawkins.
Projected as a 3 seed by CBS Sports' Jerry Palm. Not sure this result's going to change those numbers at all, but a result that is in the win column makes you feel good heading into the next phase, the next chapter. 93-87, down to 23 seconds left. Storr lets it fly. That's off the mark for 3. Rebounded by Hepburn. He fires. That's off the side of the backboard. Shannon's got it. Shannon gets rid of it. Down court. Hawkins the catch. And now the celebration begins for Illinois. Pop the champagne. They're Big Ten tournament champions. They knock off Wisconsin to take the trophy. 93-87 the final. Brad Underwood and the Fighting Illini on top of the Big Ten world once again.
Impressive and tough-minded.
They embody who their coach is. Blue collar, desperate. They got some great guards, great toughness. Really fun to watch this team gel.
It'll be a tough out.
They will.
Matchup difficulties all over.
And as their coach says, when they compete, they can play and beat anybody in college basketball.
Illinois won this tournament in 2021. They do it again here in 2024. Oh, what a feeling.
There with his son, enjoying the moment. Wisconsin hung pretty tough, too, in fairness.
What a week.
Great out. Chucky was leader of the pack, kind of, but you're right. Pounded it day after day here. Not easy, fatigue-wise as well.
And a lot to feel good about heading into the NCAA tournament. Wisconsin reversed some of those negative feelings when they went 3-8 down the stretch of the regular season.
Yeah, a lot of good things this week. Obviously came up a little bit short, but they made Illinois go out and have to take this game and win this game, earn the win. Wisconsin, Illinois will represent the Big Ten well in the tournament.
How about watching tape of Shannon? You see him live, it's incredible.
Oh, it's different.
Send it over to Tracy.
Well, thanks a lot, Ian. Congratulations to Illinois and Brad Underwood, to you and your team. Just an incredible effort. That shooting performance in the second half. And then, of course, Terrence Shannon and Marcus Domask. What can you say about that duo?
Well, that duo has carried us all year. We talked at halftime. We have to ride those two at half. We had to get them more shots. We had to get them more opportunities. Those two guys were elite. They do what they do, and then we made enough stops when we had to. My hat's off to that Wisconsin team. They're terrific.
Just a tremendous game, but you're winning the Big Ten tournament title for the first time since 2021. But to be able to win it with this team, what does that mean?
Yeah, I've said all along, this is the most connected team I've ever coached. They're connected. They're great individuals. The character's high. They've always bought in. The veterans accepted the new guys in their roles. Couldn't be prouder, couldn't be more happy.
Well, in just a bit, you're going to find out what seed you are, where you're headed. How do you feel about where your team is right now as you head into the NCAA tournament?
We're playing great. We're playing great. We had the one home loss to Purdue, and we had our opportunities, but we went on the road, won 2 of our last 3, and to come here and beat the best teams in college basketball, I feel great.
Congratulations. Good luck in the tournament.
Thanks, Tracy.
All right, Tracy, Illinois wins it. Final score of 93-87 here in Minneapolis. For Bill Raftery, Grant Hill, Tracy Wolfson, Gene Steratore, our entire CBS crew, Ian Eagle saying so long from Target Center. Selection Show is coming up at 6 Eastern. First, we'll send you to Adam Zucker and company at our studio, Capital One Tournament Central. After these messages, excited for all the madness.